Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle news update. I'm going to be talking about the big Pittsburgh Pro-Am show that took place. That's J.M Manion show this past weekend. I wasn't there, but someone who was there, who's been there every single year, our good friend J.M Manion. Welcome to the show.
Hey Dave, how are you?
Good, J.M. A lot went down in Pittsburgh, as it always does every year. There's always some drama there. There's always some cool announcements that you guys make. One of the announcements one of the exciting parts is the guest posers that show up there. We'll get to that in a minute. But one of the announcements that you guys made that they kind of caught me by surprise, I wasn't even expecting it, was the introduction of a new division, like we need a new division, into the NPC known as wellness. We've seen it down in South America, in Brazil specifically. It seems to be a very popular division. It's kind of like a bikini division, only with big legs, big butts, you know. Tell us a little bit about how this came about, what we should expect from the division, and why your dad and the NPC decided to implement it.
It's something that they've been being asked about for over 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, we know wellness has been run by other organizations out there. Like you said, it is a very Central South American kind of Mediterranean look, you know, yeah. And it's probably not something that's going to play all over the world.
Yeah.
But again, just like we did classic physique, just like we added bikini back in the day, the athletes, there's an overwhelming amount of athletes that have asked for that. And we looked into it, and with the amount of international travel that we've all been doing, like Sandy Williamson's been doing, my son Tyler's been doing with his judging, and I've been doing photography, we were actually more exposed to it, okay? Hearing about it and seeing it are definitely two different things. Honestly, I don't think anybody was buying into it the first time we heard it. Because I think what everybody thought is, oh, it's just a bunch of out of shape, bigger figure competitors.
Right.
You know, and that, you know, oh, they have jiggly butts and big jiggly butts and everything. But first time that I actually saw it was the Expo Fitness Colombia last year in 2018. Still wasn't all in on it because they're running them as wellness model searchers. There was only 5 competitors, so you really didn't get a good sense of it. But then going into Brazil in August, and Tyler was there too for the muscle contest event there, and boy, what a difference. I mean, seeing it there was really made a difference. And then I know Tyler and Sandy had gone back for the Amateur Olympia Brazil and were exposed to it even further. And then again, I saw it at this year's Expo Fitness in Colombia, and just for a model search, I mean, there were a ton of competitors, and there was a lot of them. And then I was just at the Arnold South America in Sao Paulo, and which was the largest amateur event ever in South America. They had 607 hard athletes.
Wow!
Of those 607, there was 93 wellness competitors. Mind you. The wellness got nothing but a crown. No pro card, no prize money, nothing, just a crown. Whereas the rest of the
but that's a crown that's like a royalty crown down there in Brazil. You win that, you're like the queen of the butts, right?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely. It looks like a queen's crown. I mean, but I'm just saying, for something that doesn't further your career, I mean, that was 1/6 of the contest.
Right.
And I think that was the first time that Steve Weinberger had seen what wellness was also, because he was down there as the head judge. Yeah. And I think it swayed his opinion also.
Yeah, but you know, it's a division obviously that is popular down in South America, but what differentiates it, I guess, from figure or bikini? Obviously, to make a new division in the NPC, it has to fill a void where you think there's something missing, a niche, so to speak, that women like, that they can't exploit in these other divisions. What's different about wellness than these other divisions?
Just the look. I mean, I think it's more of an athletic look. Speaking to a lot of the different competitors, most of them were athletes. A lot of them were soccer, track and field, volleyball type athletes. Mm-hmm. Athletes where you would have bigger legs. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's immensely popular. in those areas.
What defines the winner? The best butt? Or, I mean, do you have to have a small waist?
No, it's not the best. It's the overall. I mean, the presentation for wellness it's a hybrid of figure and bikini because they actually do quarter turns.
Yeah.
But if they need to, they'll also have them do, like the bikini walk.
Okay.
Okay. But the one thing that I noticed is they don't have jiggly butts, which is what everybody thinks.
Yeah.
They're rock hard. It's a very athletic look. Another aspect was whenever Tyler and I were at the muscle contest in August last year, I did a photo shoot with all the overall winners, and I had told Tamer and Tarek Elgindi, include the wellness competitor too, that won the model search. So we did a behind-the-scenes video, just of the photo shoot, and NBC News Online president Frank Seppi told me that he was shocked because the behind-the-scenes video for that wellness competitor did triple the amounts on YouTube than everybody else.
Right. Well, we know that. Yeah, but JM, we know that the most popular Instagram accounts are girls that post pictures of their butts all day long. I mean, that's kind of like what guys want to see. I mean, so in a sense, I mean, that's popular, but does it fit the criteria of the NPC in terms of physique development? That's what a lot of people are wondering.
Absolutely. It's to me, it's a more highly athletic look, is how I would describe it.
What's the level of conditioning that we need to see on these athletes for say, to look for as far as a winner goes? Do you have to have ripped abs?
We don't have the rules completely done yet, to be honest with you. And once the rules are out and we have and we have samples of what we want people to look like, that'll all go up on NPC News Online.
Right.
The main message we wanted to get out there was that wellness was coming.
Okay.
It's been being asked for. It's like I said, it's hugely popular, and we wanted people to know that in 2020 was coming. And honestly, the announcement on Saturday was kind of a perfect storm, with me being at the contest, Sandy being at the contest, Tyler being at the contest, Frank Seppi being there. Everybody liked it, and it just seemed like the perfect time to, have my father, Sandy, and Tyler stand there and make the announcement. I think it gives people enough time. I mean, if you go online and you look, you get an idea of what it looks like. Is there going to be tweaks to it? I don't know, but I don't think, because the way it is now is what sold it to us.
Right.
Okay, but once we have the rules, once we have the samples of people to look for, I'm sure we'll probably do some videos to show about posing, just like we've done with all the other divisions. All that's going to come on NBC News Online.
Will there ultimately be a pro division?
Eventually, yes. We definitely want it to lead to a pro division. Yes.
And a wellness Olympia title?
I don't know yet. That's going to be up. That'll be up to AMI.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this question.
That's something to discuss in the future. I mean, we don't even know where the very first contest is going to be sanctioned yet, because right now all of the wellness events that you're going to see this year are still just wellness model searches all the way through the end of 2019. Right. None of them will be a pro qualifier. None of them will be an NPC worldwide event. They're still just going to be wellness model searches.
You don't think that this is going to be watered down, the women's events, too much? Like there's too many divisions where there's obviously in South America it's going to be very popular. But I'm talking like in the U.S., I'm talking about in Europe. Are we going to just see maybe...
Well, it doesn't, listen, a competitor, a promoter doesn't have to run the wellness division.
I got you, okay.
I mean, if you're in North Dakota, you're not obligated to run it,
Right, but why wouldn't you? It's another division. You can get more application fees. I mean, people will cross over. Bikini, wellness, figure.
They think it's going to work. I mean, they can run it.
Yeah.
But that's all still yet to be seen.
Mm. Who convinced your dad?
The main message was wellness is coming 2020. Plus 2020 looks good. It's a nice looking number.
That's true.
How this all came about was we decided, since everybody was there and everybody was coming back for the finals, we get everybody there a little bit early and go up on the stage and have this being filmed. And like I said, I know there's a lot of questions. I was just on live Brazilian YouTube and Instagram last night, and I was telling them, I said, listen, the message is out. It's coming with NPC Worldwide. It's coming with IFBB Pro League. And before you know it, January is going to be here. But we wanted to roll it out correctly. We want everybody to have the rules. We don't want to rush anything. Right. We want this, whenever it hits, it's going to hit big.
Right.
Okay?
Well, let me
And
ask
we
you
want
this question.
everything right.
Let me ask you this question. Let's create a hypothetical scenario. Juliana Malacarni hasn't competed, right, for a number of years now. She's technically retired. Let's say she wanted to do wellness. She's got a great butt, right? Great legs. How would a Juliana Malacarni do in that division, would you say?
You couldn't answer till you see her up there with the other competitors.
Well, you know what her legs look like. I mean, is that a physique that you'd say, wow, that qualifies as a wellness? Is she too muscular?
You know, Dave, at this point, I can't really pinpoint who you would look at. It's just like you're saying about Juliana.
Yeah.
I've probably had 100 people say, "What about Yarishna?"
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to pigeonhole and say Juliana Malacarni would have the look, because then everyone's going to say, "Oh, we have to look like her."
Right.
We don't have that specified just yet. Once we have the specifics, trust me, everybody will know. But I would just say, go look at what's happening now with the wellness model searches that are attached to the amateur Olympias,
right,
and like the Arnold South America. I mean, that's the look that sold it to us, so I don't see too much of a deviation. Okay?
Who was the one who convinced your dad to do it? You or Tyler?
Tyler. He doesn't listen to me anymore.
No, yeah. That's great. All right, let's talk about the guest poses in Pittsburgh, because that was there was a lot of controversy because Sean Roden, who's current Mr. Olympia, showed up, and we've seen this happen before at Mr. Olympia. He's not in shape, obviously. He just really started his Olympia prep. He's a little fatter than probably people wanted to see him. Sean was never a big off-season super muscular guy. He's a guy who's a symmetry and shape guy. What was the crowd response when you were there in Pittsburgh to him?
I don't think the crowd really cared. He was big. There was, what they do is they only come out individually for 1 minute.
Right.
Okay. Hit a few poses, come off. The next one comes out. The big thing is they're all out on stage together. Then they jump out to the audience. And this year we had a bunch of kids jumping up on stage, posing with them. I think people are being hypercritical, and this isn't the Olympia.
Of course.
This is fun. It's fun. If you've never been to Pittsburgh, then you don't understand how this runs. Okay. It's fun. I mean, in years past, we used to pull Tyler and his buddies up there to try to just embarrass them with the guys. Or then Tyler got older and started pulling his friends up, or just different people. It's just supposed to be a fun thing. I mean,
Sure.
You're not going to see that at any other event. I mean, yes, they are the best of the best. And, like Flex Lewis came in. He had just come off a vacation with his wife. But he also talked about how he had an injury that nobody had known about at the time. So he opted to sit out, but he jumped on stage. He talked a little trash talk, telling the guys he's coming for him in 2020, and had fun. And I just think people are taking this too seriously with Sean.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know Sean Roden, if you've looked at him over the years, he's no different right now than he has been the past 5 or 6 or 7 years.
Last year at the Pittsburgh, he did look really good, but I think he was a little sore. He was a little sore from not doing the Arnold. Remember, he had the stomach ulcer. I think he really trained very hard all year long because of that.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back and you look at anybody, you look at all the years that Phil was there. I mean, he wasn't in Olympia shape.
No.
You look at whoever. I mean, sometimes the guys that were competing in the New York Pro were in shape.
Yeah. I
mean, but think about how many times Kai Green was here. I mean,
he always looked better here, I thought, than he did at the Olympia at your show.
Yeah.
Speaking of Phil Heath, do you think Phil Heath will do the Olympia this year? I'm hearing some rumors and rumblings.
I hope he does. I think it would be fantastic for him to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if Jay Cutler's done it, and lost and come back and won it, I think it'd be fantastic. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know what Arnold asked him at the seminar in Columbus, and listen, I know Phil has that hernia issue and things like that. I think it'd be super exciting to have him come back. Now, I know you're going to say, what about Kai Green? I don't think Kai Green will ever hit the Olympia stage again, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I was talking to your dad the other day.
I think all the hype, he would lose all his hype, all his momentum, everything else. Because if he came and he didn't win, then there would just be pandemonium.
I don't think so. I think that in Kai's mind he feels that way, but I think the fans would appreciate the fact of him just going and performing at the Olympia. Wouldn't you love to just see him do his routine on that Olympia stage again? Who cares if he wins or not? It was like when Lou Ferrigno came back. No one cared that he didn't win. They just wanted to see him on stage again, you know?
Dave, how many people can say they were actually there when Luke came back? I know I was there.
That's why I love to talk to you, because you've been in everything, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it would be great. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see Kai do it, not as a guest poser, but you know, as a competitor.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as for Phil, I think it would be great. I mean, you know, wow. I mean, what a comeback that would be, you know? And to have like a final showdown with just him and Sean out there as the last two and go pose for pose.
Yeah.
Mr. Olympia versus Mr. Olympia. But then again, let's not forget about Dexter.
Right. I was going to ask you about Dexter. Now, Dexter looked really good at the guest posing. He's got to be over 50 now, years old. He's going for win number 30 in Tampa. What do you think about Dexter? I mean, were you impressed?
Oh, Dexter's ageless. He's the ageless wonder. I truly think he is a vampire.
I do think so too. Yeah.
But listen, I mean, here now let's up the ante now. Picture Dexter, Phil, and Sean, and each one gets their turn in the center, going pose for pose.
Yeah.
I mean, what a Mr. Olympia that would be. When has there ever been something like that where you have three Mr. Olympias like that?
You're right. Why not?
I mean, that would just blow the roof off of the Orleans Arena, in my opinion.
I agree. I think there's a much better chance that Phil will do the Olympia, you're right, than Kai Green. I don't think that Kai's going to do it. The fans would love to see it. What about Big Ramy? What's going on with Big Ramy? Now, I hear he was competing in Tampa. Now we're hearing that he's not competing because he's got an injury, and then they changed their mind again. And today, I heard that he is competing.
I know as much as from social media as you do.
Do you think that, to me, Big Ramy is a very big disappointment because, you know, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, we were touting this guy as the next Mr. Olympia, and it just seems like every year there's another excuse why we haven't seen the best Big Ramy. I mean, do you think that pipe dream might never materialize?
I don't know. I mean, I hate to say that anybody's a disappointment because I'm sure anybody that trains for the Mr. Olympia is qualified for Mr. Olympia is doing their best.
Yeah.
I mean, you may show up and in your mind you may know it's not your best, but you know you qualified, you got there, and you're going to do the best that you can do. I mean, sometimes there's extenuating circumstances that probably a lot of us don't know about. Yeah. So,
true.
But anybody that you know has the guts to walk on the Olympia or the Arnold stage, you got to give them major props, no matter what. You know, and I hear people go, "Oh, that person looks like crap," and that person. Yeah, but you don't know the full story. None of us really do. Yeah. I mean, what's going on behind the scenes? Right. You know, I heard people talking about people that were in the Arnold this year. Oh, I thought so-and-so would show up better. I thought he would look better. Everybody wants to look better. Listen, nobody wants to walk on stage and then, you know, 15 minutes later, it's all over the social media. Oh, you know, competitor XYZ, he looked like dog crap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, of course. How was to me, Brandon Curry looked amazing. He was huge.
Yes,
the biggest we've seen him in Pittsburgh.
Great.
He's got to be a dangerous guy also going into the Olympia coming off that Arnold win.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. Absolutely. Yeah.
And, of course, William Bonac looked tremendous. This guy's always in shape.
Yeah, he's like a Dexter. He's another version of Dexter. I mean, I've seen him at different events, guest posing, and he always looks in decent shape. So I don't think he can get out of shape.
And when I saw the pictures of Rulli, to me, I think Rulli Winkler is actually bigger than Big Ramy at this point. To me, when I look at him on stage, he looks bigger than Ramy.
He absolutely does. He absolutely does.
You know, he obviously mistimed his peak this year at the Arnold, but I think that he has to also be considered a very dangerous guy going into that Olympia.
Oh, he's definitely in the running for sure. So
we could see a very good top six this year. Yeah.
What's that?
I said we could see a very good top six at the Olympia this year. Better than maybe we've seen in years past because everyone is very evenly matched, it seems.
Right. Yeah. But like now that we've been talking, I'm just thinking in my mind, wow, what a scenario if we could have Phil, Sean, and Dexter, you know, as the ultimate Mr. Olympia. Pose down, right?
That would be a great way to sell the Olympia, that's for sure. 3 Mr. Olympias. When was the last time that happened, right?
I can't think of any time that there was actually, let's see.
Probably Dexter, Phil, and Jay.
When Jay came back, Okay, yeah, when Jay made his comeback, because Dexter was in the show and Phil was in the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So, what, one time?
Yeah,
That's
probably
it?
one time.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, this would be the second time. That's it. That's the second time in 30-some years. Wow, that's pretty awesome.
There might have been a time when, what about in 80, when Arnold competed? You probably had Arnold, who else? Zane, right? Was there any other Mr. Olympias?
Yeah, and Franco wasn't in Australia.
No.
So it was just Arnold and Zane.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had plenty of times where there was 2 Mr. Olympias, but to have 3, I think that's it. It's Jay, Phil, and Dexter, and this would be, Phil, Dexter, and Sean.
Or maybe, what about when Haney won? Did you have Haney, Dickerson, and Samir together?
I don't think so. No, because I think Dickerson, he bowed out pretty much right after.
Oh, okay.
I think Samir didn't go that much further either. So
right.
Yeah, I can't remember Dickerson actually competing in the Olympia after he won it. So
yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think
that was before my time. You were probably still at those Olympias.
No, you're saying it was my time. Yes,
yeah, that was your time. You started before. You had it. Your father was dragging you to shows when you were first born. So
you're right. He was.
J.M, thank you for the update. I'm glad that the Pittsburgh went so well. Hey, let me ask you a question. This year, the Masters Nationals, Teen Collegiate Nationals, you think you'll hit 2,000 people?
With crossovers, I don't think that's the contest that'll do it. I think the North American is the contest.
Really? That's insane. How many days now is that show?
They're both of them are 4 days. Well, technically 5 because Tuesday starts the check-ins.
Pretty soon it's going to be a full week. I guarantee it.
Absolutely.
Well, great seeing you again. Great talking to you. And I'll probably won't see you for quite a while because I have babies coming up, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, but I know you'll be calling me for advice. So I'll
I don't know. I have to call people with 3 kids now. You only had 2 kids.
So
I got to call Chris Cicino.
Dave.
All right, JM, thanks for checking in with us. And that's going to take us to the end of another RX Muscle News Update. I'm Dave Palumbo for J.M. Manion. We'll see you next time.